Hip hop, a genre which is highly praised and loved by many people around the world. A genre that has cultivated and changed many people's lives, helped them provide and feed their families. Now, some people who decided to rap are forever greats and are legends. And then there are some that just came and went. There are a bunch of rappers around the world, and only 10 could only make this list. There are also some honorable mentions as well. The way I judged this list and the way I made it is by how good their albums were, and most importantly, their overall rapping ability. The way I listen to these rappers might ruffle a few feathers, but fuck it, I don't give a fuck. So just leave your opinion in the comment section, and I'll see and I'll answer it. We can have a discussion right there and there in the comment section. But starting off with the honorable mentions, we got 3 spots. Now let's find out who they are. Alright, with the 3rd spot in the honorable mentions, hailing from the Bronx, New York, we got no other than a Big Pun. Big Pun is part of the honorable mentions. Big Pun had a crazy influence for the Puerto Rican community and on the Hispanic community. I know it's the same, but it's very different. But I'm speaking on like certain communities and shit like that. But he had a very crazy influence and a big influence in the rap industry as well. Big Pun was the lyrical mastermind. Which helped him and his debut album, Capital Punishment, reach platinum status. Even as lyrical and talented Big Pun may be, he is not as witty with his lyrics as Big L. So coming at the number 2 spot is Big L. If you don't know who Big L is from, I think, 149 Lenox in Harlem, New York. But I'm keeping it short and simple because both of them is dead. Big Pun and Big L. Both of them are dead. Unfortunately, they both had untimely deaths, so rest in peace, both of them. But for Big L section, I'm keeping it short and simple. Big L, he had a crazy first album, in my opinion. He had a very crazy first album, right? And no doubt, if he had lived longer than 24 years old, if he had lived longer than that, bro, he'll be top 5 in the list, like straight like that, no doubt. But for right now, he only stands at number 2 for the honorable mentions. Coming at number 1 for the honorable mentions, bro, this was hard. Not gonna lie, this is like very hard. This was very hard because coming at number 1 is Cameron. And Cameron, he could have had the 10th spot. He really could have had the 10th spot, but the man at the 10th spot is just lyrically better than Cameron, in my opinion. Straight like that. But coming at number 1 at the honorable mentions is Cameron. And like, it was a very hard decision to put him here because Cameron, it was very hard, but no doubt, Cameron has a crazy influence, not only the rap industry, but also the fashion industry. He was the first rapper to step out with pink clothing on and made that shit popular and was cool to wear. Even with his run with Dipset, their mixtapes and albums were just top notch and couldn't be topped. Purple Haze and Come Home With Me were life stealers for New York back in the day, because around 2000, since Biggie Small died, there was like a vast in the music industry, especially for New York. I don't think Nas could hold it up. I don't even think Jay-Z could. Jay-Z did his thing, but Cameron just picked it back up with Purple Haze and Come Home With Me. Like, those are 2 albums. They were great albums. So even with his songs with Jay-Z and Kanye West, Cameron's run in the music industry shouldn't go unnoticed, and he definitely deserves his flowers because he really isn't talked about enough when it comes to rappers being great at what they're doing lyrically and musically. Like, Cameron really has great albums, in my opinion. Like, you should go check out Purple Haze and Come Home With Me. Like, those 2 albums are really good, bro, in my opinion. However, those albums may be great, but he doesn't have better albums or better career than the man that's in front of him and is at the 10th spot. Let's get to it. Coming at number 10, we got Jadakiss. Jadakiss is hailing straight out of Yonkers, New York. If I'm not mistaken, he got his first big song, and that was with the Locks, which included Jadakiss himself, Styles P, and Sheek Louch. And it was on Biggie's Life After Death album, and the song was called Last Day. In my opinion, Life After Death is one of the greatest albums ever to be made. Like, Biggie could really rap on any beat, bro. Check the album out. Like, that nigga could really rap on any beat, so rest in peace to Biggie. Check that. But so there was a buzz since that album came out and he was on the album. There was a buzz about Jadakiss at that time. There was a really big buzz about him in the Locks. He had features with Lil Kim, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and many other artists. Now, all this hype led up to him dropping his debut album, Kiss the Game Goodbye, And not in my opinion, bro, like that album is not a bad album. Like at all. Like I like the song, what was that song called? Put Your Hands Up and We Gonna Make It. Like those two songs, fire. Fire songs, bro. But his second album, Kiss the Game Goodbye, like that album is what really made him like get put over Cameron. Like this what made Jadakiss get the 10th spot in my opinion. Like this what made him get the 10th spot. Because on the Kiss the Game Goodbye, which came out 2004, like that album is a really good album. That album has songs like Why, By Side, and You Make Me Wanna. Those songs and many more songs on the album, of course, but those songs like carried the album, and that made Jadakiss come to the 10th spot, in my opinion. At 9, we got no other than Ghostface Killah. Now, yeah. Some people like, yo, who is this? He's a nobody. Who the fuck is, bro? Eat a dick, bro. You living under a rock, my nigga. Ghostface Killah is one of the greatest rappers in our time, bro. If you don't know who Ghostface Killah is, you've been sleeping under a rock, bro. Like, you're not in tune with the rap game at all. Like, you're really not in tune at all if you know who Ghostface Killah is. Ghostface Killah is one of the complete rappers of all time. Like, if you look at his catalog, his discography, like the albums he made, like, bro, like this nigga hasn't missed from 1996 to 2006. This nigga had a crazy 10-year run in the rap industry, bro, in the rap game. He had a crazy 10-year run, bro. He was putting nothing but hits. And let's not forget his pen game, especially with the Wu-Tang Clan. The Wu-Tang Clan is just a cherry on top. But his solo career is just top notch, bro. Like, his pen game is so strong, bro. If you take a listen to his Iron Man album, his Supreme Clientele album, and what was the other one called? Some shit, bro. I forgot. But if you take a listen to those albums, like, those albums are good, bro. Even dated back to 1985's Only But for Cuban Links. But it's not his album, but he was featured on the album, like, a lot, like, heavy. He had a heavy like presence on the album. Like, even though Only But for Cuban Links, his pen game was ill, bro. Like, I don't even think Raekwon mastered, but Ghostface Killah, like, pen game was just strong at the time. And especially in the year 2000, he dropped his second solo album called Supreme Clientele. And that album really showcased, like, Ghostface Killah deserves to be on this list. So, for everybody disagreeing with me, saying, like, Ghostface Killah doesn't deserve to be on this list, please go listen to Iron Man and go listen to Supreme Clientele and tell me Ghostface Killah doesn't deserve to be on this list. Because on Supreme Clientele, his pen game was just, like, it was just S tier, bro. He had an S tier, like, pen game, bro. So don't even get mad at me. And if you get mad at me and you disagree, please tell me a better album that came out in the year 2000 that's better than Supreme Clientele. I'll wait. Exactly, you can't name them. Moving on. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but coming at number 8, it's Eminem. Oh. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yo, Eminem number 8, bro? Eminem number 8? How? It should be higher. Da-da-da. Like, chill, bro. Just let me explain this shit, my nigga. Alright? Just let me explain, alright? So, Eminem is a great rapper, bro. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's a great rapper. He's got great songs. He got great albums. Shit like that. He got great albums. Shit like that. But to me, I just don't really listen to him like that, bro. Like, for real. Like, I really don't listen to this nigga like that at all. Like, I could be disrespectful and put this nigga in the honorable mentions, but I got tons of respect for Eminem, so I'll put him at number 8 for real, bro. So I could put this nigga at the honorable mentions with Big Pun, Big L, and Cameron them. I'll put him at number 8 because because Eminem, he has crazy influence in the rap industry. And he got hit songs, like that one song, what's that song called? How it go? I'm not afraid. Yeah, that song right there. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but other than that, Eminem, he just staying at the number 8 spot, bro. Shit like that. At 7, this guy done made it to heaven. Next on the list is DMX, aka Darkman X, aka Mr. Dogkeeper himself. DMX, in my opinion, arguably had 1998 and 1999 in his hands. Of course, in 1998, he dropped not one, but 2 platinum albums, which are It's Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Both albums showcased DMX life stories and what he went through growing up in Yonkers. The reason why he's at number 7 and above Eminem is because fans can relate. Like me, I'm a fan of DMX. I can relate to him personally. I can relate to what DMX is saying in the songs. And Rough Riders, you know the song Stop, drop. Yeah, the Rough Riders anthem is just one of those songs that's gonna keep getting played decades and decades from now, bro. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna keep getting played and played decades down the road, bro. And also, in 1999, he dropped another album called And Then There Was X, which really shook up the industry with one song that brought a new sound to hip hop, and that song was Party Up. With that being said, rest in peace to DMX. He's an absolute legend. So this is why he's getting placed at number 7, because his albums are just great. Like it's Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Those two albums like instantly just put him over Eminem, shit like that. I don't care what you say, like those two albums just put him over Eminem, shit like that. Coming in at number 6 is the man who looked death straight in the face and hit him with a stunner. Next up is 50 Cent. Now, 50 Cent is one of those rappers whose first album could be considered to be one of the greatest albums to be made in rap history. As you may know, 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying album that got released back in 2003 took hip hop to the next level, with songs like In the Club, Many Men, 21 Questions, and Wingsta. 50 Cent had his foot on the gas pedal and wasn't gonna let up anytime soon. Also, 2 years later, 2005, 50 Cent also released The Massacre, which could have been great as Get Rich or Die Trying, but he ended up giving some songs to the game. I don't know why he did that shit, but I guess he was trying to be a W man and help out the game with his first debut album. But back to 50 Cent. Also, 50 Cent had dropped an album with his group called G Unit, and the album was called Beg for Mercy, which has songs like Poppin' Them Things and I Wanna Get to Know You featuring the R&B singer Joe on there. He also started his own biopic, which had a very great soundtrack. Like, yo, if you go check out Get Rich or Die Trying, like the soundtrack, nothing but hits on that, bro. I'm telling you, that soundtrack had hits like Hustler's Ambition, Best Friend, and Window Shopper on it. However, whatever goes up must come down. After 2005, I think 50 Cent's rapping career wasn't the same. Like it wasn't the same at all. Like the shit started declining, in my opinion. But regardless, 50 Cent is still successful to this day. He has great shows, like Power, like he has Power, like going crazy right now. So shout out to 50 Cent. He's still a good rapper. He's still a legend in this shit. So some people hope he didn't die. Some people wish he was still alive. So coming in at number 5 is an icon, no other than Tupac Shakur. Tupac dropped his debut album, Tupacalypse Now, back in 1991, which is really, in my opinion, a very political album. With songs like Brother's Got a Baby, Tupac talks about the struggles of our parenthood, especially for young black adults and babies growing up with no parent or guardian. Now, in 1983 and 1995, with this albums called Strictly for My Niggas, or Strictly for My NIGGAZs, and Me Against the World, he had a very inspiring and emotional songs that truly sounded like he spoke from the heart, with songs like Keep Your Head Up and Dear Mama. Tupac was one of those rappers who wasn't scared to talk about their issues in the community and issues around the world. His most notable album and best-selling album to this day, which is called All Eyes on Me, which was released back in 1999. This album showcased a different side of Tupac. And with him going to jail with a R-word charge, like he went to jail for a charge that I can't see the word, but y'all already know. If you look it up, you know what it is. He was more rugged and had a more gangster persona on the whole album. Even on his greatest hits album, he had songs like Changes, Hit 'Em Up, and California Love, which solidified Tupac's legacy even more. Tupac's influence and mark in the rap industry will go unnoticed forever and ever. Rest in peace, Tupac. Tupac, he had accomplished so much in the rap industry, and for him to only be 25 is honestly crazy. Rest up, Tupac. Coming at number 4 is no other than Weezy, aka Lil Wayne, the guy who got the baddest baby mama lineup in the game. But for real, Lil Wayne is so high up on this list because his catalog is absolutely insane. He never had a weak verse on a song ever, especially on his features or his song just by himself. And plus, the man's influence and work ethic is just top notch. At the age of 22, Lil Wayne will release the album that will go on and start the dynasty of many more albums to come. And that album was no other than The Carter. Lil Wayne's The Carter album run was one of the most legendary runs ever. Those albums are Lil Wayne's most notable albums of all time. Those albums are foundations to what Lil Wayne's legacy and career will be to this day and forever on. In my opinion, the Carter 3 is my favorite Carter album of all time. Of Lil Wayne's, like, out of his whole catalog, the Carter 3 is my favorite album. I say that because songs like Mr. Carter, Comfortable featuring Babyface, Millie, and Mrs. Officer featuring Bobby Valentino or Bobby V pushed Lil Wayne's career even further. He also brought the biggest male and female rappers that we know and love today. And of course, I'm talking about Drake and Nicki Minaj. Even on the Carter 4, Lil Wayne just didn't disappoint and only continued to push boundaries and give more fans what they wanted to hear and give them what they wanted. So at 4 is where Lil Baby, Lil Wayne we place. Coming in number 3 is no other than Notorious BIG, aka Biggie Smalls. Now Biggie had a short-lived career, but while he was alive, he put out nothing but banger after banger. Starting off with his debut album, which released back in 1994, and the album was called Ready to Die. And that album showcased Biggie's pen game and songs that resonated with his fan base. If you're from New York and you heard the album before, bro, you already know what I'm talking about. Like, that album is really good from the first song to the last song. But anyways, back to the video. Songs like Juicy and Pig Papa are his most notable songs. Like, those songs are his biggest songs, I think, ever. To this day, those are the biggest songs, Juicy and Big Papa. But other songs on the album are very dark and grimy. Songs like Ready to Die, Give Me the Loot, Who Shot Ya, and Suicidal Thoughts are perfectly crafted to Big's ability. Big has a very good storytelling ability, especially with the song Give Me the Loot. He's talking about robbing people, obviously. That's why the song is called Give Me the Loot. He's talking about robbing people, taking them for all they got. Their wallets, their pocketbooks, watches, jewelries, chains, all that. So if you listen to that song, like, Biggie, like, he tells a really good story, especially when he's switching back and forth with the voices and stuff like that. You'll be impressed. Now, in 1985, he had other songs too, such as One More Chance and Get Money with Junior Mafia. It was like his own little clique from like little kids from his neighborhood, like Little C's and Little Kim, stuff like that. Like, they was in the group too, Junior Mafia. But those songs only raised Biggie's stardom to the next level. Now, in 1996, he had died. After his passing, he released the album Life After Death, which really showcased and showed why Biggie is top 3 greatest rappers of all time. This album really showcased why he's the greatest of all time and why he's top 3 in my list, for real. Of course, the album went platinum in its first week. No joke, Biggie Smalls can rap on any beat that you give him. You give him a slow beat, a fast beat, a melodic beat, a dark beat, a jumpy beat, stuff like that, bro. He gonna rap over it perfectly, bro. I'm telling you. However, his untimely death only allowed him to release 2 albums. With that being said, rest in peace to Notorious B.I.G. He will forever be great. At 2 is Nas. It was really close for Nas because I was gonna put him at number 1, but the man at the number 1 spot is just better than him. Straight like that. Not even gonna lie, but back to Nas. Nas has the best hip hop album of all time. Like, really, there's no arguing with me. Like, don't even argue me with this. Like, Nas really got the best album of all time, and that album is called Illmatic. Illmatic was released back in 1994, and although it didn't do well commercially, like, commercially means it didn't go like gold or platinum. I don't think so. I don't know to this day. I don't know if it still went gold or platinum, but still, it still resonated with residents of Queensbridge, anybody who experiences close friends dying, crackers in the street, and things of that nature. Illmatic alone has pushed Nas to the number 2 spot, straight like that. Like, not even trying to glaze a nigga. Like, Illmatic is just a very good album. It has no misses at all. But no other hip-hop album could top Illmatic, in my opinion. With the album only being 10 songs, that's it. Like, from top to bottom, only had 10 songs. Nas' way of storytelling helps you paint a vivid picture in your mind of what he experiences growing up in the rough streets of Queensbridge. Not only that, songs like The World Is Yours, New York State of Mind, and In Hard to Tell really showcase what Nas was about at that time, 1994. Every track on the album is a 10 out of 10. There's really not one bad song on Illmatic, in my opinion. Like, there's really not one bad song on the album. Every song is a hit. Straight like that. But plus, in 1996 and 1999, he released It Was Written and I Am, which has songs like If I Ruled the World featuring Lauryn Hill and Hate Me Now featuring Diddy. Nas is one of the greatest rappers to ever put pen to paper and is solidified at the number 2 spot. Like, alright, at number 1, do I even gotta do an introduction for this guy? At number 1, it's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Hove, Sean Carter. Hova, Mr. Pimp, the greatest rapper of all time, is no other than Jay-Z. Now, if you disagree with Jay-Z being number one, then there's something wrong with you, for real. Ever since 1996, Jay-Z has put nothing but hits out, like albums to records to solos, all that, bro. Reasonable Doubt is such a good album. Jay-Z talks about the drug game, how the drug game goes, what's it like being in the drug game, and his own experiences in the drug game. He even had a song on album with Biggie Smalls called Brooklyn's Finest, and he didn't even write none of his verses on paper. All his lyrics came to his mind, like from off the dome he was rapping. For 11 years straight, Jay-Z has been releasing platinum albums and records left and right. 1997, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011 to 2024, nigga. Jay-Z hasn't missed at all. His most complete album, which is The Blueprint, really solidified Jay-Z as the greatest rapper of all time. Even with the Black album, the production is just insane with songs like Public Service Announcement, 99 Problems, Encore, December 4th, and Dirt Off Your Shoulder. Jay-Z is the all-time great. Even with his features with Cameron on his debut album, Come Over Me, and Cameron featured Jay-Z on this one song called Welcome to New York City. Jay-Z never had a bad verse and is the goal of his rap shit. His features with Rihanna, Kanye West, and Justin Timberlake just proves why Jay-Z is the GOAT. Like, straight, yo, if you check out his verses with Rihanna, beautiful songs. If you check out his verses with Kanye West, beautiful songs. If you check out his verse with Justin Timberlake, beautiful songs, bro. I'm telling you, go check it out. He also had iconic songs that just screams New York. And y'all obviously know what I'm about to talk about. That one song with Alicia Keys, New York. Yeah, I'm talking about that song. The song is called Empire State of Mind. Jay-Z is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. So put some respect on his name.
You sure you can handle it?
Dude, it's in black and white. Come on.
All right.
Nigga!